Jack Harvey.
What's going on?
Hey, man. Good to fucking have you in the car, dude.
Sure.
Feel like we've been planning this for a little bit now. At the GOAT.
The GOAT. I like it there.
Is it open? I thought it wasn't open anymore.
Well, it seems to be a bit of a grey area. It's definitely not open right now. I think they're going through some rezone or court hearings. But it's pretty fun actually. Like there were some horror stories of like what actually happened, which are kind of funny, but probably not funny if it's happening in your back garden.
Was that your spot? Because that was our spot for like COVID times. I don't want
Yes.
to sell them out under the bus or anything, but that was kind of our safe haven. It was like, hey, let's go to the GOAT.
For sure. So, love the GOAT. We'd go and honestly eat there like at least once a week. And don't get me wrong, I love kids, very family guy. But the square, like in that Sun King area and Java and all them things, it's great. But there's a lot of families there.
Okay.
And sometimes I just don't want to be around that.
That is weird.
And the GOAT's perfect 'cause it's like a adult only place.
Yeah, adult encouraged, definitely. And you're right. So we're talking about, for the viewer, we're up in the Carmel area, north side of Indianapolis, and Sun King. You're right. It's a weird mix. Like you're getting your third beer of the night, and there's a family of four
Playing ping pong.
But I'm like, well, yeah, that's a great point, man. Yeah, like when you said that though, I was like, I thought the GOAT was like caution taped up, like nothing going on there.
It is. I sometimes still sit out there on my own just when we're walking past to reminisce
on the good times. Yeah, I feel you. Is this weird for you to sit on that side of the road on the car?
I don't often do it.
How long did it take for you to? No, I'm talking about for your
home.
home.
Yeah.
Because they still do the right side of the car over there, right?
Yeah. But you're on the other side of the road, so then things kind of make sense because as the driver, you're still central. Like you're still in the middle, kind of.
My mind is all messed up now. So I would be over here, but we'd be on that side.
Yeah, so then now you'd still be, for example, if you use the white line or the yellow line, you'd be same center, but obviously other side.
You're the closest to whatever the lane is.
Yes. So things then at that point actually kind of make sense.
Got it.
But if you were to drive a British or American car in the opposite country, that would be a whole world of headache.
Because it's not the close. So it's always centered, like you said.
Yes.
You've got to be centered.
But if we were driving now and I was in the wheel in America,
that would be weird.
That would
because
be
you're
very
close
weird.
You're close to the sidewalk. You're
and
like,
everything would be off. Remember, my dad had an old Stingray that was still.
What's a Stingray?
Corvette Stingray.
Oh, okay.
And it was left-hand drive, but driving it in the UK, which normally was on the right-hand drive cars.
Yeah.
That, he said, was the biggest headache that he's had while driving. And I lived in France for 6 months, like 9 months, and they drive on the same side as America. But I took my British car there, and it was confusing. I tell you, the biggest inconvenience, toll roads, because you've got to climb through the passenger seat to put your card in, get your ticket, pay.
Jeez.
It was a mess.
I forego all the toll roads. Whenever I have to go anywhere,
Oh, really?
I just go. I go the route where it's like, apparently they like take a picture of your license plate and then they email you the bill.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, I'm not stopping.
No.
I don't got change.
It's so much better. And when you go to like Road America now, they just tell you to go online and pay for it instead of having to do the toll booth.
Smart.
Big time saver.
Smart.
And convenience saver, I mean.
Absolutely, yeah.
When like, how often realistically do you carry cash?
I don't ever, so that's why I don't go through the toll roads, because I'm like, not happening, guy. I can't scrum up some change, you know what I mean? That's not happening today.
And then if you do that, they really slow down your day, because then they get the pen out and then they write down your registration, they give you the paper, and they're obviously not very Johnny on the spot.
Have you ever seen the movie Big Daddy?
I love Big Daddy.
Yeah, dude.
I love Big Daddy.
With the job that he has where he only works one day a week.
Yeah.
They shoot it in there. Patrick Ewing, nice shot. And when he's working at the toll booth.
I love that movie.
Yeah. What's your Sandler go-to? Like, do you have a top 5 Sandler list? Top 3?
I mean, Happy Gilmore, gotta be, isn't it?
Yeah.
I love Happy Gilmore. That was always hysterical.
That's what my dog's named after.
Really?
My dog's name's Happy. Yeah, after Happy Gilmore.
Okay, yeah, I like that.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
like
yeah.
his classic stuff. Like, I think the Waterboy's hilarious.
Waterboy's great.
Classic.
Yeah.
I don't. He's like Click. I'm not super bothered about them. It's kind of fine.
Get a little commercialized, you know.
But like, they were funny.
What about Wedding Singer? You seen Wedding Singer?
I haven't seen Wedding Singer.
Oh, Jack, man.
I know.
I want to be movie guy here, but that is probably my personal favorite. It does not get enough credit.
Really?
It was right in that time of like Big Daddy, Billy Madison, Happy Gilmore was all
Mr.
coming
Deeds.
out. Mr. Deeds is a little bit after, but
Okay.
Wedding Singers, I think like 96, I want to say, and him and Drew Barrymore.
Is that when he's got like the big long hair with
Yeah,
the white suit?
he's in the 80s.
So I can vision like the poster of it, but I haven't seen it.
Okay, well,
In our break after Gateway, I'll watch it.
yes, because you got a little bit of a
a little
3-week break.
Ish.
Yeah, that's fine. Do it. It's it might be a little dated for you because you're
okay.
just seeing it for the first time,
Sure.
but it's one of my all-time favorites.
I did like Mr. Deeds.
Classic character. Mr. Deeds is good.
Yeah, sneaky.
Mr. Deeds is
Very
very
sneaky.
good. I always text my buddy, if I'm on a road trip and I'm coming back and I get, I just need some grub, I'll stop at Wendy's and I'll be like, made an unscheduled stop in Connecticut and I'll just take the picture of the Wendy's. You remember that part when they're in a helicopter? Yeah. They're trying to find them. And they're like, yeah, they stopped at some Connecticut Wendy's, and then they're having the what are they called? What are the smoothie things called that they have there?
Can I disclose something to you? I've never been to Wendy's. I know. I don't know why.
Up here. I mean, what's the deal? You just
I don't
it's not
know.
your-
No, 'cause I definitely don't discriminate against like fast food.
Okay.
I love Five Guys, In-N-Out, Shake Shack.
Well, now you're talking.
McDonald's.
Okay.
You
Well,
know.
the first three were like very fancy fast food places. Those are like
Okay,
barely even
yeah.
fast food. Like Wendy's is one of the staples of fast food in America.
It's true. I've never Culver's. I need to go to.
Culver's is great. Culver's is very, very good.
Someone warned me off White Castle when I first came here. They were like, "You can try whatever you want. Probably give White Castle a miss."
Really?
Yeah.
Who told you that?
Honestly, more people tell me to give White Castle a miss than tell me to go.
I don't trust it. See,
You want to go? You like White Castle?
dude, I love White Castle. That again, that is part of the fabric of coming of age in America. Is like you go. Am I allowed to drive on this road?
Yeah, you can go.
Okay. I don't come up here very often, but
So you're basically right now just on like the Monon. But like, then
Right,
they have,
don't
like,
go
these,
there.
Don't go there, but you're
Okay.
good here.
stay off. Well, I thought that was wood. Okay, stay on the red brick. Don't go on the red brick is what we're good. But the fabric of coming of age in America is you get super drunk with your buddies at a bar, or
Yeah.
what do you call them?
Yeah, bar, yeah, pub, pub, bar, yeah.
You get super drunk there, and then you go to a White Castle at like 1:30 in the morning, and you just hammer down like 8 sliders. The burgers are like this big.
That sounds like it's got the shits written all over it.
It is, and you pay for it a little bit the next day, but it's just part of the experience, man. It's like, what would that be relative to if I was going over to, London with a few of my friends? What would you be like? Oh, Joey, this is just what you got to do once you're leaving the pub. Do you have one of those things?
I do.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know if everyone has it. I feel like there's a couple of things.
Okay.
So, for me, it's a euro. I love a euro when I'm drunk.
Okay. What is that again? Isn't that Greek?
Yeah, like a kebab, like a. I would call it a kebab. You guys call it a euro.
But isn't it in a wrap? Like a tortilla?
Kind of tortilla, yeah. They like shave it, or like the meat off that massive who know what kind of meat. They just shave it off.
Like the
meat,
fall
kinda.
off the bone?
Uh-huh.
Wow.
I like that.
Okay.
I like cheesy fries, or cheesy chips as we would call them.
Okay.
You can, and you know, side note,
Cheesy chip sounds cooler.
poutine sounds like it's extremely sophisticated. That isn't. It's chips, cheese, and gravy. And people try and fluff it up as if it's this like really,
Yeah.
like exotic dish. In the UK, that's what you drink and you have when you're on a night out too. You just go chips, cheese, and gravy.
Chips, cheese,
Kind
and
of
gravy.
dirty. It costs you
Yeah.
probably like $2, and over here they try and cream you for like 15. Same thing.
So that would be the equivalent of basically like loaded fries here.
Yeah.
Bacon,
Yeah.
cheese, ranch.
And I would say equivalent-esque, like pizza. People like greasy pizza when they're drinking.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yes.
I know what's underrated pizza. Casey's.
Casey's.
Casey's gas station pizza. Super
You're having
underrated.
gas station pizza?
I
my
know.
man?
I've had it. I've done it. On the way back from Road America this year, I was so kind of like a bit irritated with our race. I shame at a slice, and it was really good. And I texted a couple of my buddies, and I'm like, hey, is this always this good? And they're like, how have you not had Casey's pizza before? Everyone knows that is universally good pizza.
See,
And I couldn't believe it. There's me thinking I'd like done something dirty, shameful,
wait,
and it was mega.
It's a gas station pizza?
Yeah, you know, like Casey's a gas station.
I don't know Casey's a gas station. That
What?
must just be a Wisconsin thing.
No,
I think
there's
I'm
like a
missing
few
it.
in Indy.
I don't know, man. I'm kind of strictly Speedway guy. You know, maybe a BP every now and then, but
I like Shell.
a Shell's not bad. I
Yeah.
actually just stopped at Shell up here. You know,
Yeah,
that's
that
fine,
little Shell.
But
Okay, so in this Shell up here, I think they have euros.
some gas station Euro. I
I
mean, you're already
mean-
talking gas station pizza.
Yeah,
Might as well get some gas station Euros.
That's
Did you eat yet? Did you already have food?
I did. I had it
food.
quick. Yeah.
Okay.
I was like, well, I didn't know like what time you were gonna be on, and
Yeah. Was it so? Is it thin crust pizza though, at Casey's, or is it
no, it's kind of like
it's deep dish?
it's not deep dish, but it's certainly
Just like a
I
hand
won't-
tossed.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's
Got it.
probably a fair way to describe it, but. So that's my go-to. Do you know what else I think? So when you say White Castle,
Yeah.
and you kind of like when you've been a bit tipsy, you know, or anything like that,
Yeah.
Skyline chili.
Oh, see now.
And
we're-
I just can't get on board with it. I have had Skyline chili, and I felt like I paid the price for that for like 3 days.
I'm not on board with that, mostly because I hate all the Cincinnati teams, you know, the Bengals, the
Sure.
Reds, and everything, and so I don't like to be a part of anything Cincinnati.
Okay.
But also, the whole concept just freaks me out.
Which is actually funny because I had it in Cincinnati.
Well, yeah, that's like the home of it. It's like,
Is that?
yeah,
Oh, I
yeah.
know
It's
that.
like Sky.
Okay.
I mean, you know, you got like the shitty Bengals, the mostly shitty Reds, and then you got shitty noodles and chili.
Why are you so against them?
I'm a diehard Pittsburgh Steelers fan.
Oh.
Yeah, so they're
So
you know,
you
and
can't-
I'm a Cubs fan, and so the Cubs and the Reds,
Okay,
the
so
Steelers and
the teams you don't like then, Browns,
Uh-huh.
New England.
You know, I don't mind them as much.
I feel like
I just
that
respect them.
rivalry is built up though, isn't it?
Well,
the Steelers and the...
I'm a realist, and like I know that New England has kicked our ass for majority of the time. You know,
Okay.
the Steelers have only beaten them a couple times, so like. I always, cap off to Tom Brady. I got no problem with that. I'm not one of those that's like, oh, fucking Brady, the Patriots, blah, blah, blah. Like, everybody around here can't handle that Tom Brady has just completely been their daddy for the better part of 20 years.
Yeah, long time.
You know what I mean? And I'm like, they try to make it up as how they hate him, and it's such a rivalry. I'm like, it's not a rivalry. You guys get your ass kicked every time.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just gotta, wipe your mouth and walk away.
Okay.
What? I know you're a football guy. We talked
do.
about this in Nashville.
Just restarted our fantasy league this morning.
Really?
I'm very excited.
Is that other IndyCar drivers in there? Is it?
No,
Pals
it's just friends that I've accumulated since I've been here.
Okay. What's your team name?
Mine's the Rise of Harvey.
I like that. Okay.
And before, just because I know everyone doesn't like the Patriots, I was the Old England Patriot. So instead of the New England Patriots, I was the Old England Patriot.
Because you are from England.
Yes.
That is.
I thought that
nice.
was good too.
That's great. And so you're playing with a whole bunch of Colts fans, I assume.
Yes. And the thing is, I'm a Colts fan. I would say. Like,
Are you though?
Yeah.
'Cause everybody
I always
I talk
support
to-
local.
Man, everybody.
I'm more of a
talk
Colts
to,
fan than most Colts fans.
I believe that.
Because I feel like Colts fans are fair weather fans. Because already with the way they, well, I'm not keen on Wentz in the first place. I'm not sure that's who I would have gone for.
Okay. But
But
why?
now he's hurt.
You just didn't. You didn't like what he did in Philly. You
Not
didn't think
really.
the guy?
I mean, he signed that massive
Yeah.
deal and then got benched essentially. And then you're like, well, why did you get benched and why are we picking up someone who's been benched?
Getting benched. Yeah.
Then he's hurt and people are like, oh, the season's already over, and you're like, well, the season's already started.
Right.
Like I hate preseason football.
Yeah.
It kind of gets you going again, and you're like, oh, this is going to be fun.
You know what it is, Jack? It's putting up your Christmas tree like the day after Thanksgiving and then realizing you still got a month left until Christmas. That's what preseason football is, It's all going.
I don't get the people who put up the tree before Thanksgiving. I don't understand.
So strictly after, like day
Me,
after. Only.
very, very much so. Like ours is not going up before Thanksgiving.
Okay, now I know you've got a lady friend. What is her opinion? Because I know that's really what matters.
I think she agrees with me on that.
Okay.
I think as we get close, because we agree, and don't get me wrong, I love America because you guys go like Halloween, and then like you roll into Thanksgiving, and then you go to like Christmas.
Yeah.
Well, in the UK, it's like Christmas is like the only big thing we have.
And you guys say Happy Christmas, not Merry Christmas.
Happy Christmas, yeah.
Wow.
Oh yeah, I guess we do.
We say
Why?
It's opposite.
Why do we do
We
that?
switched that for some reason. Like typically, you guys would be like, "Oh, Merry Day, whatever," and then we're always just like, "Hey, Happy Thanksgiving, Happy Birthday," that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Happy whatever.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. But then we say Merry and you say Happy.
Can I say something a little controversial?
Okay.
And I'm very. Everyone thinks they are. I'm pretty inclusive,
Okay.
Like I'm just in general that way.
Sure.
But I don't. Not meanly. I don't say Happy Holidays. I say like Merry Christmas.
Okay.
Is that bad? Like if I'm cashing out at Meyer and they go Happy Holidays, I'm like Merry Christmas.
I just kind of say, hey, whatever works for you.
Okay.
I think it's an individual liberty type of deal.
I get that.
I mean, sure, if there's people who want to get upset about, if you say Merry Christmas to them and it's not Happy Holidays, that's fine. But like, I just feel like if they want to say Happy Holidays, or if they want to say Merry Christmas, or if I want to say Happy Holidays, or I want to say Merry Christmas, it's just like, hey, all good. It's the same thing.
Sure. I agree.
We're all rooting for the same team.
We are.
Essentially, not
Well,
really.
I'm more just essential. I'm just rooting for life. Really.
Life, yeah.
I'm just a life rooter.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. So no Christmas tree before Thanksgiving. That's fine. I got, my wife, she gets super excited. I get super excited too. It's just like, I'm already ready to like put out the pumpkins and shit for Halloween, and it's mid-August.
Ooh.
I'm not really ready, but I'm like,
Kind of ready for it to happen.
I'm ready for it to happen. Like, I want to do it, but I'm ready for it to happen.
Are you
but
a pumpkin person then? Like,
Yeah,
pumpkin flavored person.
I love pumpkin pie.
Okay.
I love pumpkin spice latte.
Oh.
I'm basically like that. It's cool. I'll put on my hat. I don't give a shit.
You got pumpkin flavored chips. I can see it all right now.
Do those exist? I don't know. I don't have those.
You do.
I have.
I'm not buying it.
Have you tried like pumpkin flavored Oreos?
Did you post about that the other day?
Yeah.
I saw that and I was like, what are these things? And all I remember thinking is, it's too soon.
Well, I was thinking that too because they're out at like Target.
Yes.
They're already promoting them. They're getting them out there. But at the same time, they look pretty good. they looked pretty good.
I don't know what it is about pumpkins. I like carving them, but I want someone to basically have cut out the inside and I just want to do the fun part at the end. And I don't do pumpkin flavored anything.
Not even pie?
No.
I guess that's kind of, that's not an American. Apple pie is an American thing.
Very much so.
Yeah.
And if I think about apple pie, I can only think about American pie. It is the only first thing in my brain that just gets associated with that. And don't get me wrong, I like sweet potato pie, and I made a good one at Thanksgiving last year. But like, I don't know what it is, just like pumpkin flavored things. Again, not big in the UK. And I came here, and I feel like it's slightly acquired taste. All Americans love it.
Well, it's had a boom. It's had a very big like social media boom of like pumpkin fall. Oh my god, pumpkin spice latte fall. Take my picture with my boots. All that shit.
Yeah.
Like, it's a very
Here's my
big
flannel.
thing. Here's my flannel. Yeah, like that is really kind of taken this like meteoric rise that we've seen. I think it's kind of leveling off, but yeah, pumpkin pie with a thing of whipped cream on it.
For sure.
Come on.
No, I don't know. I don't do it.
Okay.
Side point to that, what I don't like is when there's things that I do all year round. A great example, Star Wars, 4th of May.
May the 4th, yeah.
And then people out of nowhere who aren't fans start posting about it. And like, I like wearing flannel shirts. So I post a flannel shirt when it gets to fall and people are like, you're jumping on the bandwagon. I'm like, no, I'll still wear it in spring. So it's when you get that weird crossover where just because you like to do something and it's popular for a second, and people think you're a bandwagon fan, you're like, no, this is just my style.
Dude.
And that's a fine line.
Bandwagon guy is the worst guy. Like, you can think of all the guys out there. The guy who brags about how drunk he gets, the guy who like, hits on your girlfriend, like the guy who like complains and gets all pissy about like bandwagon fan shit. That is the worst. It's like, hey dude, I'm gonna like what I like. Yeah. You just like what you like and shut the fuck up.
And we're gonna be fine.
Right. Like, I just pulled into a neighborhood district. It's all right. It's
cool.
This is very nice. I don't like I said, I don't come up here very often. The main street in Carmel is like Disney World. You ever been to Disney World?
I have.
it's like the main street at Disney.
Kind of.
It's very like happy. You feel like there's
Sure.
a different smell to it, you know, that they're like pumping in to make everybody jolly go lucky.
I feel like when I first came here, it wasn't quite as bougie.
Okay. When did you first come here?
2014.
Got it.
So I feel like I've been here a second now, and I've lived in Carmel, like, I would say all but 6 months of that time, like right around this area. But this area is getting, well, the houses that are going up and stuff. It's just the bougie notch is turned up a little.
Have you ever been to this bar called 3 Up over here?
I have.
Yeah.
Have you been?
Very cool. One of my wife's best friends actually bartends there.
Okay.
And I like the little rooftop area.
It's
little patio. It's nice. It's cool.
Yes, I like Savor.
Never been there. I don't know what that
good.
is.
My favorite pizza. 2.
Other than
actually.
Casey's.
3.
Okay.
I love Napoli's.
Yeah, that's good.
But Basbo's
Oh yeah.
is strong.
Basbo, yeah.
And actually, this Monterey place is pretty good too. Been there a few times recently.
Now,
It's pretty good.
you said when you were having Casey's that you were coming back from Road America. So I just gotta know, like, had you had like 10 spotted cows and you were just like desperately needing food at this point, and you told somebody to pull over? Or
I was driving.
Yeah.
Do you know, I ended up...
So no spotted.
No, because I can't remember why. Well, I ended up driving back on my own. And...
That's a bummer.
Kinda.
Yeah.
And I feel like my girlfriend either didn't go, ended up traveling back with her parents for some reason that I had to stay longer.
Mm-hmm.
There was a reason. Wasn't planning on traveling back on my own. And I did the classic stops, got a bunch of spotted cow.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously wasn't drinking it because I was driving.
Yeah.
But then I needed something extra. And this is not a dig, no dig intended. But American chocolate compared to British chocolate is not as good. Only in my opinion.
I've never heard that. I mean,
But
you've had both, so I believe you.
I mean, okay, so I'll get you some.
Okay.
But we're not going to get Cadbury's, like store-bought Cadbury's. We're going to get it. I'll have my mum send some, and I'll bring it to the next race after Gateway. And
I think this is the last one that I'm going to be able to go to. So we're going to have to...
okay, well,
just after the season.
We're just going to meet up and
we'll
drink
get
these
the
spotted
spotteds and
cows.
do that. Yeah.
Because I still have some, because Oggy Pabst, who has a 2-litre team, is a guy, and he always brings me a couple of like boxes, which is nice of him. So anyway, I just shame it a slice of Casey's, and I had like spotted cow on my front seat. I had a slice that basically stained through and like ruined the console of my car.
Real nice, hot, and greasy.
Yeah, it's good, mate. So then, here we are.
That's awesome, man. That's okay. Casey's, I gotta try it. So
I feel like you should.
we're in Carmel, and it's very well known for its roundabouts. Obviously,
We've been over a few.
A lot of roundabouts happening.
Yep. There's actually one up here.
What do you think? What do you think of this? We just left Nashville not too long ago. Streets of Nashville race.
Mm-hmm.
Little Streets of Carmel.
Oh, let's do it.
Roundabout.
I'd be down.
It's just like you call it like I'm trying to think of an
Finish line on Main Street.
Finish line on Main Street. You close it all down. You have just like 8 roundabouts going.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be interesting.
Cool. It could be.
You know, a lot of turns, a lot of interesting strategy, I'm sure.
Yeah. I would be up for it. You know, I always feel like, and I know the Speedway is obviously the home of IndyCar racing and
Yeah.
such a hub in North America. But what would you think about if you did a race at the Grand Prix, the 500, and then instead of going back to the Grand Prix for a second time, what if we did a street race downtown Indy?
Dude, no joke, I've literally been thinking about that. I was like, you got the monument. It would be a cool thing to...
It would be epic. Because then, I'm not trying to take away from going to the Speedway. I love the Speedway.
No.
But let's have another... If you're going to go there, in truth, we don't need to race the GP twice.
3 times. Yeah.
You know.
Right, sure.
So, but we could have 3 events in Indy, and one of them could be there. And you talk about diversity of like tracks that we race at. You do 3 different types of racing in Indy alone.
Yes.
Street circuit, road racing, ovals. Done.
Dude, I love that. I've been thinking about that because when I was driving up here, I was like thinking, ask about the roundabouts up in Carmel. That could be, kind of wild going through there. But then also, like you said, the monument, the circle right there.
It'd be awesome.
could make it to where you're like going up the ramp on the meridian, like a meridian, and then getting on the interstate and then coming back down. You'd have to shut some stuff down, obviously.
Of course.
But and then have the finish line right up there leading to the circle. That'd be sick, dude.
Are you a Hoosier?
I am, yeah, born and raised.
And
Indianapolis.
How many have you been to the 500 a lot of times, or is this like new for you?
No. I've been to the 500 multiple times.
Okay.
My first one was 2011, 10 years ago.
But it's recently where you've really got into IndyCar racing.
Yes,
How
over
did
the
that
last
happen
2
then?
years. So my old job, what I used to do, was still in media. It was just in local media, local sports media.
Yeah.
I worked at IMIS, 1070 The Fan. That's downtown Indianapolis. And so what I did there was, during the month of May, everything, obviously, that's like what takes over.
It's like an obstacle course.
Yeah, right. Here we go. Talk about Nashville. Here we go. But so we had to be out there every year for the whole month. Just took over.
Yeah.
And so I always, growing up with it, I was like, oh yes, I know this is the home thing. This is awesome. But then when I was out there for the last 5 or 6 years, I was like, oh, this is great. So I fell in love with the track. I fell in love with the 500. And then over the last year, as I've gotten to know more, folks like you, like Hinch, just the whole scene, I was like, wow, not only is the month of May kick ass in Indy, but then afterwards you have these awesome races elsewhere, and that's all right. That happened with Graham too. We still recording?
Yeah.
Oh geez, nice.
Saved it.
Saved. How did that not happen? Cool. I got it. But then I was just like, wow, the community of racing is so cool, and like people are camping out.
Yeah.
And they're partying.
Did you camp at Mid-Ohio?
I did. Yeah.
You went to Road. You did.
I did not go to Road America. I was at 500, and then I went to Mid-Ohio, and then Nashville, and then I was at the GP last weekend.
You've done some cool ones though, because
Mid-Ohio was awesome.
Mid-Ohio is awesome,
Yeah.
because that place is so set up to camp. Same as
Yes.
Road America.
Yep.
So if you want to go to Nashville and have a good time in the middle of a city, you can. But I would say the heart and soul of IndyCar racing are places like Mid-Ohio, when they're camping and having a good time. And
Absolutely.
what I always think, people just obviously don't know enough about racing, which is our responsibility to try and get it out there.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of good people in racing.
Oh,
who
yeah.
go and they focus and they do their job at the weekend for sure. But then after that, they're also just pretty regular, like, dudes.
Yeah. Absolutely.
It's pretty fun.
That's what, yeah, I mean, it's like, and you guys are a big part of what has gotten me so into it, is because you guys are down to do stuff like this. You're down to have fun. You don't take yourself too seriously. Like, you're at the track, you're doing your job, like you said, and you're racing, but then, like, you're just down to, sink some spotteds and fucking chill, man.
Sure.
That's super cool, because I've had, the opportunity to be able to cover other, to be able to cover other, major sports and things like that. And, a lot of times, some of those dudes aren't as down to do stuff like that. So
then
it's just
you're
cool.
So you're a Hoosier.
Yes.
But you're a Steelers fan.
Yes.
That must be a heritage thing.
It is. Which way do I go to get back to the... I don't even know how I got here. Do I turn left? No, I go this way. It's close.
You can go left.
I can go left.
Wait.
Well, they're going that way.
They're going down there.
I don't trust it. I
Go
don't trust
left.
them. We'll go left and then go back down there. This is Disney World to a T, man.
Nice,
This is
yeah.
crazy. Holy jeez.
So this hotel up
Thanks for
here
holding that, by the way.
on the left,
Yeah.
the Carmichael, that's extremely new. And that to me looks like something that's been plucked out of like a major city,
Yeah.
like a major international city, and
Yeah, it's like
plucked in Carmel.
It's like some Venice shit or
And
something.
if you and your lady ever want to do anything, in the Palladium in that courtyard over there, they have a really good farmer's market on Saturday.
My lady loves farmers markets.
It's pretty good. If you go, there's one stand you definitely have to go to. It's the best kettle corn popcorn you are going to have in your life.
Okay. Kettle corn popcorn it is.
That was a bold statement, I realise.
Is
But
that,
it's pretty good.
So is your lady like the farmers market? She go to farmers market down? Yeah.
She's a Hoosier.
Yeah.
She's from Mooresville. Her
Oh,
parents
okay.
still live in Mooresville.
How'd you guys meet? Here, obviously.
On
but-
app.
Really?
Yeah.
What
on the
app?
Raya.
I don't know that one.
Okay, ask Connor about it.
Okay.
And anyway, she had then moved to LA, and she was actually still living in LA when we started dating, but then she moved back to Indy. But one of the things she loved to do when she was there was go to this massive farmer's market, and it seemed like it was a pretty, like if you were in LA, you go to this farmer's market. And I was like, oh, I think there's quite a good one in Carmel. Obviously, it's a bit different than what she's used to, but that's like our weekend thing if we're not racing is farmer's market.
What was she doing in LA? Was she like
She
acting?
worked, no, so she worked on American Ninja Warrior for a bit.
Oh, cool.
And then she worked with the YouTube channel Yes Theory.
I feel like my wife loves YouTube. That's all she watches.
And then then she ended up overseeing their clothing brand, Seek Discomfort.
Okay.
And then basically met me and ended up back in
You brought her back,
Well,
Jack.
I mean, to be closer to her family, but I like to think that maybe I contributed to it a little.
Just couldn't resist.
There's something like that. It's
Had to
the
come
accent,
back.
mate.
Now, how long have you guys been together?
Nearly 2 years.
Is marriage on the docket?
I would say.
Looking at some rings.
If
here?
she says yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
She says yeah. My mum and dad always taught me never throw away a diamond and pick up a rock.
Yeah.
So you got to know when you got a diamond.
That's some pretty good advice.
Are you married?
Man. I am married. Yeah. It's.
How long have you been married?
It'll be 2 years in September.
September what?
21st.
Okay.
You know, like the Earth, Wind, and Fire song. Do you remember the 21st night of September? That one?
Awesome.
Yes. Very, very.
Is that intentional?
It just turned out that was like one of the only open dates that we could find that we agreed on. And then,
yes.
And then it was like, obviously we were like, oh, perfect.
That
so
is
that
awesome.
was like the song of the wedding, you know.
I love.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have like just plucked it out, but I love Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Yeah. It's they're
super good.
How can you beat them? I mean, they just Let's Groove, 21st night of September. Just good feeling music, man.
Yeah,
you know,
definitely a strong vibe.
That's great. All right, so we're
and she's a Hoosier too.
Yeah. So will you think, you know, if it happens, I'm sure watch and give me any secrets. Would you go across the pond to get married? Bring it here? Or would you probably stay here?
I'm pretty mellow about that because when we did chat about it, it was pretty easy conversation because it was like, well, if we happen to get married here, we'll just go to the UK and have a party. And if we get married in the UK, we'll come back and have a party here. So I mean, ultimately,
we'll double dip.
It was like we're exactly going to double dip.
I like that. Good. Well, that makes it easy then.
Super easy.
I'm
probably here because I would say I've actually spent most of my adult life in America. You know, because I moved here when I was 20 still, and I lived in France for a bit. So I've only really been an adult in the UK for like a year.
Yeah. So it's like two separate lives. You had your childhood over there and your adulthood over here. And now you're a Hoosier.
I'm a Hoosier. I feel like an honorary Hoosier at this point. I like American football.
It's more than honorary. You're in. I told Scotty McLaughlin. He watches Red Zone. He's an American. You play fantasy football.
We were texting this morning about fantasy football.
I saw him put a tweet out there. He was like, first time, what do I do?
I voice noted him a couple of things and then we're going back and forth. And
do you know what pick he has?
No, so he said he doesn't know what pick. He doesn't even know what pick he's got yet.
Okay.
But I feel like, even in our league, we don't know what pick we are until an hour before the draft.
Ooh, that's tough.
Yeah, so when you're mock drafting,
you got to do everything.
You got to cover the board.
That's, I'm kind of like...
Do you know where you're drafting?
I know where I'm drafting. Yeah.
Already?
I'm drafting number 1.
Ah, who are you going?
Because my team was so bad.
Can you disclose that info?
Well... Yeah, because I feel like, and I know, nobody, people can't take anybody because I could change it and I could get whoever I want. I think I'm going to go McCaffrey. I think he's going to bounce back. I think he's going to have a healthy year.
Is he I only just recently learned of this term. Is he your siren?
I don't even know what that term is.
So my trainer, Jeff.
Okay.
You're allowed to go down here, yeah. So my trainer, Jeff, says everyone has a siren, like that guy's name who you hear. And your mind just is like, yes.
Only when drafting, what we're talking about?
Or like all season. He's like your siren guy.
Well, Christian's a buddy of mine. I've gotten to know him a little bit.
Well, so I mean, that seems like a pretty big thing just to like pluck out casually.
Well, but also he's just very good. Like if he's healthy, he's going to get a bunch of touches. And he's gonna, you know what I mean?
You know what I like about him?
What?
Apart from just obviously like how talented he is. He's so versatile.
Yes.
Like he could catch and run 1,000 yards both.
Yeah.
He's
good, man.
You know who one of my sirens is?
Who?
I love Derrick Henry.
You're okay. You want the big guy.
I'm a big Derrick Henry guy.
You want the big guy. That's fair.
Big, and I like AJ Brown.
So you're a Titans fan, essentially.
This sucks, right? Because here we are trying to say I'm a Colts fan, but ultimately there's me probably not drafting any Colts players.
I mean,
and
they're
there's
beasts.
several Titans players that I think you could go right now.
The Titans players are beasts, dude. They are.
So we don't find out where we're drafting, and I think that makes life pretty tricky.
What's your take on quarterbacks in the first round?
No,
never.
Not my jam.
Never?
You do that?
I mean, let's say at the end of the first round, you do snake draft.
Yep.
Okay. 12 teams or 8?
12.
There you go. Let's do it. Let's say you have the 12th pick.
Mm-hmm.
You know, obviously Henry, McCaffrey, Kamara, all those dudes are gone.
Mm-hmm.
Number 12, Patrick Mahomes, or number 12, get a really good best available running back, and then 13 on the snake, get Mahomes in the second round.
Yeah. So I feel like at that point you're going to be looking at people like Mixon as like the end of round 1.
My guy Najee Harris, maybe.
Maybe. Yeah. Yes. He actually could have a strong season.
I know, and people are kind of like sleeping on him a little bit. I'm like, he's going to get a lot of touches.
I feel like they're not sleeping too much now.
We excited about next year? We feeling good about next year?
I'm feeling very good about next year. It feels like it's getting closer.
Yeah? The announcement or what?
Kind of both.
Yeah?
Kind of both.
Is it tough to just kind of like sit on something that you're like so excited about?
Yeah. Because especially like when it's someone like I know, I'm like, I just want everyone else to know now.
Yeah. How many people know?
Total?
Yeah.
5, 6, maybe including the team and their hierarchy.
Wow. So probably very little in your personal life then, no?
So people who know because of me, my parents, my sister, my girlfriend.
Okay.
That's it.
Yeah.
Pretty tight
circle.
Tight bubble.
Do we have like an expectation date that we can, or do we have a time frame that you're allowed to say of when you can?
It's always just been TBD. I mean, I would say it seems like of the times that I've heard be thrown around, I'd like to do it at the end of the season. I hate silly season. I think it's the biggest goof ever.
Why?
Because
isn't that good for the sport to kind of get some, intrigue and everything?
It is. In the same breath, when it's like, because I have a lot of respect for the people I'm with.
Yeah.
My current team, the team I'm going, the drivers, like seeing so many people linked to like multiple different seats. If you were the driver of the car and then someone was being linked to your seat, it's kind of the nature of sport, right? I mean, you see it in all sports, from soccer to the NFL to like whatever, like, oh, well, this team are going to go after this guy or whatever. I just wish that we could conclude at the end of the season.
So you wish that you don't necessarily hate silly season as much as the timing of it. Like, do you wish that maybe October all of a sudden now it's silly season?
Yeah, I almost wish that like racing had either a transfer window or like a free agency market that started from like October to like December.
Yeah.
That would be...
Yeah, because like NFL, NBA, obviously they have like, July 10th, start of NBA free agency, and everybody's like, whoa.
And so, don't get me wrong, like I have so much respect for, all the guys at Meyer-Shank Racing, but it wasn't my decision to announce that we were leaving like halfway in the season.
Yeah. So that took you a little bit, by surprise.
I mean, maybe not by surprise, it just wouldn't have been my preference.
Okay.
I then felt like we were being reactive, and then it's like, well, what are you doing? And you're like, I can't say,
Yeah.
Well, I feel like I say this I feel like every silly season or like off season seems like either a lot is going to happen or there's going to be minimal change.
Okay. My first go around with this really being involved with the entire season, it seems busy this time. Is this?
I would say.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I just feel that because I'm in the midst of it.
Yeah.
This year.
Right.
Where I haven't really been in the midst of it for a long time.
Now,
but it does seem like there's a lot of knock-on effects this year. Like if this person goes there, it's going to affect this.
Sure. Now, in the pits and like the paddock and everything, is that is that palpable? Can you guys feel like, is there tension? Is there, when you pass a driver that, is there kind of an awkwardness there?
I try not to be. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm trying to explain to everyone, it's not personal.
It's business. It's like Godfather.
Good movies.
Personal, it's business.
Good movies.
You've seen that?
All of them.
You've seen them. Yeah.
Very good movies. Yeah. But when you're getting linked to someone's seat or they're getting linked to yours, and then we go and do the driver intro and everyone's just standing there together, it's like, okay then, cool.
All right.
But I mean, again, everyone knows it's not personal. Mm-hmm. But when you're on the receiving end of it, it feels a bit different, and I think that the series could look a lot different next year.
Do you ever want to do like a talk show? Like your own talk show? That'd be cool, man.
I'd like to do post-racing.
What?
I would love to be a professional clay pigeon shooter. Like, go to the Olympics, be a clay pigeon. That's like my hobby away from like Star Wars and things like that. I'm a big clay pigeon shooter. Like skeet shooting.
You could have given me a million guesses, and I would not have come up with
even
clay
with
pigeon shooting.
Even with the British connection.
No.
Really?
I was not familiar.
Okay.
I didn't know there was a connection.
So they're somewhat entwined.
Okay. Wow. So you go out there and
even Draco does it.
Really?
Yeah.
Like in real life or in Harry Potter?
No, like
I was like, is he out there with his wand?
Yeah.
Okay, that's so you're doing the whole, pull. All that.
Wow. That's like my number one hobby.
No shit.
Yeah.
God, that scares me.
Really?
I'm scared of guns.
I mean, like,
not
I
like a
I
bad
don't do
way.
like handguns, but
well,
I like them.
I'm not. Yeah, I know. It's not. I'm just like, I'm always afraid that like I'm gonna. They're so powerful. I'm always afraid that I'm gonna shoot them, and then it's gonna like backfire, and then like it's gonna backfire on me.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm weird like that.
So my granddad had a great piece of advice.
Okay.
And you want to be in front of a guy when he's shitting, behind him when he's shooting, and then you'll never get shit on or shot.
Makes a lot of sense. Wish I could. Well, I guess I just did hear it in your grandpa's British accent. Dude, thanks for the time. This has been crazy.
Thank you.
This is awesome. I'd taken up enough of your time. I appreciate the chat.
Yeah, anytime.
We're excited about the rest of the year.
Yeah.
I think I'll probably be at Gateway. It's looking like.
Okay, cool.
That'll be my last one. But then I'm holding you to it. Some spotteds,
some
football.
I got it. Whatever you want.
Make it happen, man.
Yeah, let's do it.
Awesome.
Thanks, buddy.